We went to the same university, Miami University, and I worked as an RA in the dorm, and Dino would come into the dorm to visit, and so I would see him when he came in the dorm. But then we started dating in med school when he came and sat at my desk in the library.
Or my table.
Our oldest daughter, Melina, was born in 1999. 20 months later, Lucas popped out. He was born in 2001. Then Ariana was born in 2005. Lucas required total care for most of his activities. He was able to communicate with noises or gestures or eye movements. He would usually lift his eyes up if he wanted, like, yes, that was a definite yes. But otherwise, you need to kind of figure out what it was he wanted or needed. He didn't speak. He couldn't tell you what he needed. You know, he could, help put his arms through his shirt, but that was about it. You had to do his bathing, his dressing. We fed him. We would puree his food and then spoon feed him all of his meals, and he would drink out of either a bottle or a sippy cup for most of his life. As far as mobility, he could roll around on the floor, which he loved to do. Especially when one of the dogs would either come lay with him or step on him, and then play with beads on the floor. But any other mobility required you to pick him up and lift him and put him in the wheelchair and push him around. We own almost every toy that Toys R Us made. He would play with nothing. And then at about 18 months of age, somebody had beads and he started playing with beads. Beads were his favorite activity. And he could whip a bead at somebody. He could throw a bead. He liked to rub them on his teeth and play with them, or just watch them and maneuver them. I mean, for a child that had very limited hand function, he could manipulate beads like a master.
So people would get us Mardi Gras beads. Every year. That was his present or clothes, whatever, but it was hilarious.
So Sadie was great because she's so kind and gentle. And so she would come, like, we had a big mat we would lay on the floor for Lucas, a cushioned kind of mattress thing. And Sadie would come lay right next to him and just kind of snuggle in with him. And then Lucas would reach up and pet her sometimes.
Yeah, just kind of.
And just rub or grab her for.
Grab, sometimes we do this.
And she was just soothing. Like, he was always happy. I remember one day I was working, sitting in the office, and I had him laying on the floor next to me, and he just starts cracking up. And I was like, what is he laughing at? And I looked down, and Sadie is laying on him, and she's got both of her paws across his chest. And I was like, oh my gosh. And he's laughing. He thought it was the funniest thing ever that she was laying across him. And I was like, please don't squish him. And he's just cracking up. I was like, okay, you guys have fun. Sadie she would calm him down if he got upset, but he just liked having her around. Well, so Lucas, we all got sick. It was right after Christmas.
When I came home from work, I came early because I knew he was suffering, and our caregiver was concerned as well, and we knew the whole weekend. So when I Monday night, he was not breathing right, and I put him to bed or helped him put him to bed. But we would always, every night we would go, before we go to bed, we would always check on him, just make sure he's okay. And we both looked at him, and
I knew he was gonna die.
That was, we had him on oxygen. We had him everything we could, right, to do. And
we called all the family,
everybody tried to come home, and everybody we could to get on the phone, at least to talk to him, or at least, say something. But
we knew he was dying.
I mean,
so we just needed to let him go to heaven. And in the end, we just disconnected. After the priest came and we'd done the last rites, we just disconnected everything. And most of the family was here. And, when he passed, it was super peaceful.
It was peaceful.
It was calm. It was peaceful. He just finally stopped breathing, and he just had this look of peace, and we're like, okay, we're good. Lucas will always live on in our, minds, but to live on and be celebrated in the community, especially with the puppies, which he loves so dearly, and so do we. I mean, it's an honor that, you know, we are super thankful for, and just don't feel worthy. Well, and it's part of what we do. Like, as physicians, our job is to try and help and heal, and, you know, the world that we live in, that's what we do every day, is try to help others. So the fact that Lucas gets to go on and help others, it's just awesome.